Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin has just confirmed the break to the downside, while the price is running into important support right now, and Ethereum is also running into important short-term support, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin chart, and right now the bearish divergence is still active and playing out, which means we're due to see reduced bullish momentum, which usually plays out in the form of either choppy sideways price action, if not a pullback here in the price of Bitcoin. And so obviously, ever since I've been talking about this bearish divergence around 3 weeks ago, we've seen exactly that, a lot of choppy sideways price action and some short-term bearish price action, basically a slowdown or a pause from this bullish trend. But this bullish trend in the price of Bitcoin is not necessarily completely over. We have not necessarily confirmed a bearish trend reversal, but at least for now, once again, we are taking a bit of a break from that bullish trend. And in order to flip much more bearish again on the price of Bitcoin in terms of the trend on the daily chart, I'd like to see a larger bullish reversal here in the DXY, which as of right now has not happened. And so once again, while the DXY is still trending in the bearish direction on the daily time frame, technically this is still bullish for Bitcoin in terms of the trend, but obviously during a bullish trend in the price of Bitcoin, we can see some short-term pullbacks and sideways consolidations along the way. So at least for now, we're still technically within the bullish trend on the daily Bitcoin chart, but obviously in the shorter term, we are seeing a bit of short-term bearish price action and a sideways consolidation here on the daily chart. Once again, as a result of that bearish divergence now playing out here in the somewhat shorter term relative to the daily time frame. But if we're zooming in a little bit on the chart, taking a look at the 12-hour time frame, we can now see two 12-hour candle closes below this ascending line of support, which was sitting at around 42.7k. And so technically speaking, this means the break to the downside for this pattern and the bearish price target is now active, which means right now I am in a short position, shorting the price of Bitcoin, which I did actually talk about yesterday over on my Twitter in real time. And so as always, if you want extra real-time updates throughout the day, then make sure to follow me over on my Twitter, and I'll make sure to leave a link to my Twitter in the description down below and in the pinned comment if you want these extra real-time updates, like for example, posting when I'm entering into a trade. But even if you do not follow me over on Twitter, of course, I've been talking about this pattern right here over the last 1 week or so, basically non-stop here in these videos. And obviously, I've been talking about how once we confirm a break of either support or resistance, that is potentially where we can take our next trade. Obviously, if we confirm a breakout above resistance, that would be a long position, or if we confirm a break below support, that would be a short position. And right now, personally, in my short position, I do have my stop loss sitting roughly around my entry price, which basically means, at least for me, this is essentially a risk-free trade. So even if it pumps straight to the upside right now, that will just close my trade automatically at around break even. And personally, with this short position right here, I will be taking some profits off the table around important levels of support. For example, these lows right here sitting at around 40,500, going up towards around 41k. Basically, in that small price range right there, around these lows, I will be taking some profits off the table, closing some of that short position. But obviously, I would leave the remainder of that position open in case we complete the full technical price target for this pattern, which is sitting at around $38,000. But obviously, sometimes the price can bounce at those levels of support before hitting the price target, which is why I take some profits off the table around those important levels. And obviously, this is not personal financial advice because I don't know your personal financial situation. I'm just letting you know my personal trading strategy when it comes to these breakout and breakdown trades right here. And if you want to be able to take these trades in the price of Bitcoin or any other crypto asset, obviously you need to have an account on an exchange ready to go to take these trades. And personally, I use Bybit, so I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And in fact, if you use that link down below this video to make a Bybit account, you can get up to a $30,000 deposits bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And so I will also make sure to leave a link to Bitflex in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link to make a Bitflex account and deposit $100 worth of crypto and make one trade over on Bitflex, then you can get 10 USDT completely for free. And so if you're trading crypto anyway, or if you're preparing to take the next trade, you might as well get set up ready to go on one of those exchanges using those links down below this video if you want to get those extra bonuses. But anyway, staying on the 12-hour Bitcoin chart, and right now the price of Bitcoin is actually running into this important ascending line of support, which was previous resistance, and this is sitting at around 41.8k approximately. And considering the last few times that the price of Bitcoin ran into this level of support, we actually bounced from that level of support. Obviously, right now, I am taking a small amount of profits off the table, closing a very small amount of this short position, because back around here somewhere, I did actually short the price of Bitcoin on one of these short-term bearish moves, but obviously the price ran into this important line of support right here and then just bounced back to the upside. And so due to that reason, once again, due to the potential risk of a possible bounce from this level of support, of course, once again, right now I am closing a small amount of that short trade, but obviously I still have the remainder of the trade open in case we actually break to the downside. And the next level of support is once again these previous lows, but below these lows, if we break below around 40,500, then in that case, the next level of support is at around 39,000. And below that level, we also have a lot of previous resistance at 38,000, which should also be acting as new support. So once again, at around 38 to 39,000 acting as strong support. And if we're taking a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, right now the price of Bitcoin is potentially forming a bullish divergence pattern. Because at least as of right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin has confirmed lower lows in the candle closes on the 4-hour time frame, but the RSI has not yet confirmed this higher low in place. And so once again, this is a possible bullish divergence forming, but it is not yet confirmed. And in fact, if you extend this line of support right here in the price of Bitcoin and take a look at this line of resistance, we also have a possible falling wedge pattern here in the price of Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. But obviously, this potential falling wedge pattern would require a quick bounce in the price of Bitcoin very soon. Otherwise, if Bitcoin just continues further to the downside in the short term, basically we have no falling wedge at all. And so essentially in the short term right now, considering this possible bullish pattern and that bullish divergence is not confirmed while a breakdown is confirmed, that basically means in the short term, just on these slightly smaller timeframes, once again, we're looking more bearish than bullish in the short term. But remember, if you zoom all the way out to the daily time frame, this is just a short-term pullback within this bullish trend. And if we're taking a look at the Bitcoin and crypto funding rates, of course, right now these funding rates are still above their neutral rate. They're still very much overheated, but they have actually cooled off a little bit over the last 1 day. But considering they still have more cooling off to do, of course, we could continue to see some more short-term bearish price action in order to help reset these funding rates, which is something that I've been warning about over the last few days. And so if you want more information or more details about these funding rates right here and what it means for the crypto market, then make sure to watch my last few videos here on the channel to find out more about these bearish funding rates. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily time frame, and right now this new bearish divergence has confirmed here on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, because at least as of right now, we have confirmed a higher high in place in the daily candle closes in the price, while also confirming lower highs here in the daily Ethereum RSI. And so as usual, this bearish divergence means that we're due to see a reduced bullish momentum, which can play out in the form of either choppy sideways price action or potentially a bit of a pullback here in the price of ETH. But of course, we still have this important area of support sitting in between around 2.1k to 2150. And basically, while the price is still above that area of support, I'm still bullish on the trend. But obviously, during a bullish trend, once again, we can see short-term pullbacks from time to time, which is what we're seeing right now as a result of this bearish divergence. And so now that this short-term pullback is playing out due to this new bearish divergence, of course, this now invalidates the breakout for this inverse head and shoulders pattern here on the 6-hour time frame. Because like I've said over the last few days, if we see a confirmed break back below the neckline, so back below around 2330, then that invalidates the breakout to the upside and invalidates this pattern altogether. And so due to that reason, obviously, I talk about these points of invalidation when it comes to these breakout trades. And personally, I use these points of invalidation as stop loss levels. For example, with this breakout trade right here, as I mentioned a few videos back now on the channel, I did enter into a long position right around the breakout, which I mentioned on the channel back then. And then around 2 videos ago here on the channel, so not my last video, but the video before that, I mentioned on the channel that I took some profits right around these highs because we were running into short-term resistance. And so I did actually close some of that long position in profits, securing profits off the table and moving my stop loss up towards the entry price, up towards the point of invalidation. And so even in this worst case scenario where we quickly reverse back to the downside, that's basically the worst case scenario for a long position, but with good risk management, this can still be a very profitable trade, obviously taking some profits along the way and moving a stop loss towards break even. And so right now for the price of ETH, obviously I'm completely out of that long position. I did take profits and close the rest of the position at that stop loss level. And so right now I'm simply only shorting the price of Bitcoin. And if we're taking a look at the short-term ETH to US dollar chart, looking at the 4-hour time frame, right now the price is running into a bit of short-term support and has recently just bounced from this support line, which is sitting at around 2260. And this line is based on a previous resistance mostly, but also a bit of short-term support right here. And so once again, that is the support to pay attention to, at least in the short term. But if we see a break below 2260, then in that case, the next short-term support is sitting at around 2210. And below that, we have more support in this price range, sitting in between around 2130, going up towards around 2160. And as for short-term resistance, we have this price range right here, sitting in between around 2310, going up towards around 2330. And above that, we have more resistance in between around 2380, going up towards around 2410 approximately. But no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or simply chopping around sideways, you can make money no matter what direction the price is going by watching these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can long or short crypto to make money if the price is bullish or bearish, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.